Hello, welcome or welcome back. I'm Elena and this is Elena's Knits. So I'm a knitter who lives in Toronto in Canada, and I've been knitting for about 30 years, and it is firmly in the hobby category for me, but very serious hobby. It is my main hobby since I had my daughter. I used to be a person who collected lots of different hobbies and was always, getting new supplies, figuring out if I liked something, and then maybe dropping it. But once we had our daughter, about a decade ago, um, we realized, or I realized, I don't have space or time for more than one serious hobby. So I do have to apply some discipline to just have one, and knitting is the one I chose. Um, so today I'm going to be mostly sitting and chatting. I'm also trying to use AirPods for recording the audio so that there's less interference from outdoor noises or, yeah, cars, dogs, this table. So we'll see how it works. All right, so I have, 2 weeks of knitting to catch up on. Last week's was a more, I think, vloggy episode where we went to the Fergus Fiber Festival together and had an adventure with rain and wind and a little bit of yarn shopping. So, some projects I had already on the go 2 weeks ago when I last recorded one of these. And one was a sock, a very vanilla sock, but with some very exciting yarn. Um, do I have the ball band? No, I don't. This is, ooh, it's slipping off the needles. Okay, saved it. This is Opal Beauty yarn, which is infused with Edelweiss for some reason. It's supposed to be good for your feet, I think. And I'm knitting Susan B. Anderson's How I Knit My Socks, or How I Make My Socks pattern with this yarn. And yeah, I usually knit 50 rows for the leg, and then 50-ish rows for the foot, depending on who I'm knitting them for. I think these are going to be for my daughter slash production assistant. Because yeah, the colors are so fun. I'm tempted to keep them, but because yeah, I don't have a pair of opal yarns or opal socks myself, and I think this yarn is really good. It's fine, so it's easier to wear inside a shoe rather than, for around the house. Um, and it washes really well. I've knit my mom a number of opal socks, and she still has them, I don't know, 20 years later. Um, they look really good. So maybe I will knit these for my daughter, but I'll look into when I need some sock yarn, which is not now, getting another ball or two for myself. Yeah. Okay, cool. The other sock yarn I want to pick up is some of Arne and Carlos's socks and more. Yeah, because I've had like a very Arne and Carlos spring, both like with the event I went to. I'll link it below, and also just watching more of their YouTube videos. So I do, and I like their patterns. So where I am right now is I have just turned the heel, and then I'm about to pick up stitches for the gusset. Yeah, so we have the leg. So for anybody who's not a sock knitter, you have the cuff. This is the anatomy of a sock. The leg, the heel flap, turning the heel, where you go from knitting straight to knitting this kind of cup shape for the back of your foot. And then you do a kind of wedge shape on both sides. And that's called the gusset. And then you have the foot and the toe. Yeah, and I just saw one of the most popular patterns on Ravelry right now is for a German short row toe. So maybe I'll try that this time. We shall see. But yeah, I have been enjoying knitting a sock pattern that I know intimately. So back these go in their bag. And then the other project, that I had on the go when last we spoke was this. Oh, I'm mid-row right now, so it'll be hard to see. And let me just look out. Da, da, da. So it's from 52 Weeks of Sweaters by Lina Publishing. And it is the Molly, you can say top or vest or anything. So the Molly, which I think is the 36th pattern from this book. Yeah, and so this is vest. Um, the construction is honestly a little annoying because it's knit bottom up, um, flat. And this is how I knit for, I don't know, maybe the first 20 years I knit, but more recently, sorry, um, I have, like most people, been knitting more top-down items in the round, and it is aggravating to have to knit and purl. I'm so lazy, but no, I don't know. I think it's a common annoyance. Yeah, and then I know that I'll have to do basically the same thing again once I finish this back piece, but the front and back are not the same. Um, and, to flip it on its head, I am kind of happy that I'll have this cool floral pattern to do again at the bottom. I don't know if you can see it. Um, yeah, it's like a kind of abstract tulip. So I'm kind of glad that, yeah, I will be doing that again. And then the front piece has, is it a ribbing up the sides? So it will go up the side of the body and the straps. So it will be different, but similar. But I don't know why it's done that way instead of in the round. I looked and some of the projects in Ravelry people are adapting to do in the round. And I think I would recommend that. Um, yeah. When I was at the Arne and Carlos event, they mentioned something interesting about knitting bottom up versus top down, because they do bottom up as well. And also whenever they're doing for Rowan, doing patterns for Rowan, it's flat as well instead of in the round, because that's just their policy. But they mentioned that if you're knitting bottom up, your stitches are like this, and if you're knitting top down, they're like this. And I think that that's mostly important if you're doing color work, especially with what are they called? Lice, where there's just a single dot of one color in a sea of the main color. So it would be important then, but I mean, this is not color work. This is one color and it's reverse stockinette outside. So it does not matter. Um, so whatever. I think this designer seems to be more in the fashion world rather than in the hand knitting world, and doesn't have more patterns in Ravelry, unless I'm searching wrong. So I don't know. It's interesting, but it's very cute. So it'll be worthwhile, I'm sure. Um, yeah, so I've knit a fair bit on this. I think last time I was just about done the pattern at the bottom. And now I have almost, I think, 4 of 5 inches of reverse stockinette done before I think that it'll be time to do the armholes. So yeah, I've just been knitting away on that. It's very, very easy. So if I'm watching something where I need to give my attention on TV, then this is a good thing to do. And once I've stopped showing my projects today, I'll probably pick this up to knit while I'm chatting. Yeah, so that is it. That's where I'm at with that project. And again, I'm knitting it with miles apart alpaca cloud or nuage d'alpaca, and then a strand of the linen. I think it's called Possibilité from Perlouette, based out of Montreal, both of them actually. Yeah, and loving the color. it feels amazing. I think I'm in love with this, using alpaca silk instead of mohair silk. It's so soft. The texture is definitely different, a bit more rustic, but I'm rarely, I don't know. Yeah, I think this would be fine for most projects. And yeah, it's so soft. Love it. Um, I forgot to talk about what I'm wearing. So today, the only hand knit I'm wearing is actually belonging to my daughter. It's another Sophie scarf. I think I've shown this before, but this is the one I knit for her out of two strands of, I believe it's called cashmere gold, in this kind of lilac color, which is perfect for the season. The lilacs are just wrapping up here in Toronto. So that's, I think it's like 98% cashmere, 2% polyester. And maybe it's all in my head, but I really feel those 2%. And then a strand of Make It Bloomchen. So it's like a little, I don't know if you'll be able to see, but sequin on a thread. And that's more of a pink color. So together they're very cute. And I was calling this Marshmallow Sophie because it's so marshmallowy in texture and the color too. It's like very, very my daughter's vibe. All right. And I did cast on something this week. And the reason why is this was getting, a little bit boring. And I wanted something that would be a bit more of a challenge. But also, when we had a few hot days this week, my hands started to sweat while I was working on this because of the alpaca. I'm sure it would have been worse if it was, all woolly instead of this strand of linen as well. So I cast on, let's see, it's called the Rosenlund top by Sari Nordlund. I printed out the pattern. Um, and I'm knitting this with the cotton yarn that I got when I was in Montreal from La Maison Tricotée. It's like one of their house brand. I'll put a note below about what the yarn is actually called. I'll have to look it up in my receipt. So let me just take a drink of water. All right, so yeah, I had two Sari Nordland patterns I was deciding between for this yarn, which is a sport weight. I also really liked the Rosenland top when I saw it in Ravelry, but in there it had said it was knit out of a DK weight yarn. But then when I looked a bit closer, and yeah, just looked at the yarns page, I think it calls for, let me see if I can tell quickly, calls for Borgo de Pazzi, Firenze Giza. And she calls it a DK weight yarn, but on the yarns page, it says it's sport weight. So I thought, you know what, I will give it a try. Um, so yeah, get mad at me if you wish, but I didn't do a gauge swatch. I just used the needles that it called for, and I did a size with significant positive ease, and I'm going to hope it works out. Yeah, it looks like, I won't have a ton of positive ease when it knits up. This is the back, so it'll be across the shoulders. But when I was watching the YouTube video with Sari and Kutovakika, anyways, yeah, they have a YouTube video together, which I'll link below. They were talking about different summer yarns and how for most of them you don't want to have positive ease because they don't bounce back like wool yarns do when they stretch. So I think it'll be okay. I think it'll be okay. I'll probably do like a hard block because it's so textured. But yeah, it's really gorgeous. It's very much a challenge. So you've got, like a, shoot, is it moss stitch or seed stitch? Then you have a kind of honeycomb pattern, and then you have a lace and cable pattern that's, many, many rows repeat, and then it repeats again on the other side. And so this will be a good test. Do you hear the barking or not when I'm using my AirPods? So yeah, it's definitely occupying me. So this week, I was fortunate enough to be able to watch the 1990 somethings Pride and Prejudice, all 6 episodes with my daughter. She's finally interested. So I've seen that I don't know how many times, mostly back then, but also every once in a while I'll still watch it again. Um, yeah, so I definitely know it almost by heart. So this was good. I could focus on this and, say some of the lines out loud while they were being said on the screen. So yeah, I'm really happy with this so far. And it doesn't make my hands sweat when it's hot. So yeah, that's what I've been knitting the past couple of weeks. This was just this week I started, so we'll see. I think it'll probably take me a month and a half or 2 months, even though there's no sleeves. The other thing I thought I would try today is something I have never done before. Um, so I want to try to go through my summer Ravelry favorites and record the screen on my laptop and then insert that into the video. So I love watching videos like that, but I have never done it myself. So if it doesn't work at all, um, I will just insert pictures as I'm talking about them. And apologies for looking away at my computer. So I will record and we'll see what happens. Okay, so I have my Ravelry favorites organized into bundles, and I never knew how to do this before, but I watched a video with Marlene's Knits, I'll link it below, where she organized her queue and then put some things into favorites that weren't going to be immediately knit. And that was a very satisfying watch. So yeah, so it's like a kind of longer queue for me. So I'll try and edit it, but it'll be, some things I probably will never knit. So yeah, I have a wish list of patterns. I have accessories in one bundle. I have adult sweaters that are like all seasons. I have a very small, actually it's empty for the house. So that would be cushions or some things like that. A wish list for my daughter. Um, Things that I would be shopping for yarn for. And then summer sweaters. So the summer sweaters are the ones I'm going to talk about today. And it's like very, very sorry Nordlund heavy. Because yeah, I had in mind that I would use this yarn for a summer sweater by Sari. And so I've been spending a lot of time in her pattern list. But they're not all Sari Nordlund. So one is the Ingrid top. I think I saw this via Marlene's Knits again by Gregoria Fibers. And it's knit out of Sandiskar and Lena. I would love to knit this. It's a worsted weight, they say. Um, or it's knit up to be worsted weight. And yeah, it looks very simple with eyelets and yeah, a tank. I think that would be really wearable for the summer. And simple. So if I like finish this, maybe it would be a good companion to this one. All right, then we enter Sari Nordland land. So we have the Poet Tee, and that's Durarum Natura Penelope, DK weight, very beautiful stitch pattern. I think I didn't choose that, well, because of the weight, it's DK, but also sometimes the necklines are a bit too tight for what I want in the summer. Then the Rococo Raglan tee, I really love this. And I do have some knitting for Olive Pure Silk in my stash. I probably need a bit more, but I have it in a beautiful blue color. It's called Poppy. And I think for this one, I love the natural color that Sari Nordlund's used. So, and it's fingering weight. So that's an investment of time. Yeah. So the Rococo tea, it's just not the right gauge for the yarn I had. Um, I'm blanking on her name, but the Danish person who designed the little triangle scarf I knit. What was it called? Anyways, I'll put it below. She was talking about how, yeah, maybe not the silk, but a lot of summer yarns that are linen or cotton are harder on your hands. So it's better to knit at a bigger gauge in one way because it's less injurious to your hands. But at the same time, it's nice to knit with a smaller gauge so that they're, yeah, lighter weight on your body. So conundrum. But yeah, I love the look of this, but I didn't think I would enjoy knitting it, and I didn't have the yarn. Um, Series cardigan, beautiful, but again, well, actually, no, it's the right weight. It's sport weight. Um, but I thought actually it wouldn't be interesting enough. Because yeah, there's a central cable or cable down the fronts and maybe down the back, but otherwise pretty normal. The pomona top looked good, but it's DK weight, which was a bit heavy, so it's knitting for olive held double. So maybe with the poppy, that would be nice. If I can get some more of the same colorway. Juno tea I really liked, but same issue with the weight. I love that idea of the, yeah, solid sweater with the sleeves, but again, also not the knitting experience I was looking for. The Vela tee looks beautiful, but also wrong gauge. Kutar tee, I would love to knit sometime. Because I think it wasn't this last video with Kika, but the last one where they're talking about their favorite patterns. I think it was the Kutar tee that Sari Nordlund has like a special emotional relationship with. And that was very touching. So sometime I would like to knit that. All right, a little break from Sari Nordlund. The Plain Yoke Tea, number 22, by Lynette. Yeah, super simple, DK weight. What is this? Linen. Would be a great thing to have, but it would be a more product knit because it looks very simple. I do want to knit Roman Holiday. This is again knitting for olive pure silk, 2 strands held together. That's another heavy contender for the what I have in stash. It's beautiful. I think it would be so nice to wear on a hot summer day with, I don't know, linen trousers or even jean shorts or something like that. It would be so cute, or skirt. Yeah, that would be beautiful. But yeah, not what I was looking to start right now. Now, these are the 3 heavy contenders that I just totally didn't select. So the Laulu V-neck tee, the Dido tee, and the Laulu V-neck top. So the Laulu ones seem to be the same, except for sleeves or no sleeves. Yeah, I'm enjoying the sleeveless experience. And you could wear this maybe over a t-shirt too if you wanted to. But when I looked at the projects, the neck seemed a little tighter than it looks on Sari. And I was a little nervous about that because I did want to have, yeah, like it come down to about here. And I didn't feel like doing math to make it happen. I just wanted to follow a pattern, even if it's complicated. And Dido T, same. Yeah, it looked like the neck might be a bit too tight for what I was looking for. So yeah, I'm happy with the one that I chose. I think the styling of it, really, let's look for Rosenland top. the styling that Sari does is so good. Let's see if we can, yeah, she shows it on its own with some, elastic waist trousers, with jeans, um, over a, you know, print dress, so cute, with a t-shirt. I mean, so yeah, this really sold it for me. All the different ways I could picture myself wearing it. I love her style. So yeah, I'm a little worried about how much um yeah, like how airy the lace pattern in the center will be, but I because I don't want to have to wear something underneath it, but I think it'll be fine. I'm not that shy, and if I just wear something skin colored or like a cute color, then I think it will be fine. Yeah, so I'm excited to see how that turns out. Yeah, so those are my summer favorites. And I think probably more in August, I will do a similar thing with my other favorites, to see what I'm planning to knit for the fall. Because hopefully I will by August have wrapped up these two things. I'll probably have another sock on the go. Will it be the same sock? Probably. Um, Although I do have that one from 52 Weeks of Sock where I have one knit and the other one to go. What were they called? Something like Viking socks, or do they just look like that? I don't know. But my mom said that she liked them, so I'll try to finish those by her birthday, um, which is at the end of October. So yeah, I think I've had a productive couple of weeks of knitting, thanks to Pride and Prejudice, and my daughter. And yeah, hopefully the next week will be productive also. And I hope that you have a great couple of weeks or 1 week till I see you again. I hope the weather is great where you are. It's kind of perfect here right now. Sorry, I'm getting dry throat again. Um, but yeah, I'm happy to be here with you. And yeah, I'm really happy to be part of this community. And I'll see you next time. Bye for now.